In 1933, an Oklahoma woman stretched one chicken carcass into 7 days of soup. She never wasted a single bone. Cornell research now proves her instinct about bone broth was decades ahead of science. Number 18 on this list uses an ingredient most people trash, but it's packed with minerals. Number 7 was once on every flour sack, yet it's vanished from American kitchens. These 30 soups kept a generation alive on pennies. Most taste better than anything in a can. Hit subscribe. Let's count down the 30 forgotten poor man soups. Number 30, water soup. Just boiling water, onion, and salt. The secret was toasting stale bread at the bottom. Number 29, potato peel soup, simmered until thick. Those peels held the vitamins all along. The natural sugars in the corn gave the chowder a sweetness that children loved and old folks craved. For a senior cooking alone, a can of corn and 2 potatoes become a chowder, rich enough to make the evening feel less empty. Number 16, mulligan stew. Born in hobo camps along the railroad lines, mulligan stew was the original community soup. Everyone threw something into the pot: a carrot, a potato, a scrap of meat, a handful of beans. The rule was simple: you eat, you contribute. The name stuck, and families across America adopted the concept at home. Clean out the refrigerator, dice everything small, simmer in water with salt and pepper. No recipe, no rules, just whatever you have made into something warm. For one person, it is the best way to make sure nothing in the icebox goes to waste. Number 15, navy bean soup. The United States Senate cafeteria has served navy bean soup every single day since 1903. That is not folklore, it is the congressional record. The recipe is almost absurdly simple. Dried navy beans, water, smoked ham hocks, onion, butter, salt, and pepper. Simmer until the beans are soft and the broth turns cloudy white. During the Depression, navy beans were distributed free through government surplus programs. A 1-pound bag fed a family for 3 days. The Senate still serves it because it still works. Cheap, filling, nutritious, and deeply satisfying. Number 14, pepper pot soup. Philadelphia's signature soup nearly vanished entirely. Tripe, the lining of a cow's stomach simmered with potatoes, onions, celery, and crushed peppercorns in a rich broth. Legend says it fed Washington's army at Valley Forge. By the Depression, street vendors sold it from steaming carts for a nickel a bowl. Tripe cost almost nothing because most people would not touch it, but slow cooked in pepper pot, it turned silky and tender. The peppery broth warming from the inside out. The vendors are gone now. The recipe survives in old Philadelphia cookbooks, waiting for someone to remember. Number 13, lentil soup. Lentils cook faster than any other dried legume. No soaking is required. 45 minutes from bag to bowl. During the Depression, families who could not afford the fuel for a long simmer relied on lentils when beans took too long. Dice carrots, celery, and onion, a can of tomatoes, and a cup of brown lentils seasoned with salt, pepper, and a bay leaf. The lentils break down into a thick, almost meaty soup that needs nothing else. For a senior living alone, lentil soup is the fastest route from an empty stomach to a filling meal. 1 pot, 1 burner, and less than an hour. Number 12, vegetable scrap broth. During the Depression, housewives kept a bag or a bowl in the icebox. Every onion end, carrot top, celery leaf, potato peel, and parsley stem went into it. When the bag was full, everything went into a pot with water and simmered for an hour. The result was a golden broth richer than anything from a can or a cube. This habit, saving scraps for broth, is the single most useful cooking trick a person living alone can adopt. It turns waste into wealth. Number 11, chili bean soup. Not Texas chili, not competition chili. This is Depression chili. 1 can of kidney beans, a diced onion, a spoonful of chili powder, and water. Maybe a can of tomatoes if the budget stretched. Chili powder was cheap, and it made bland beans taste like something worth sitting down for. WPA workers ate this from tin cups on road crews. For one person, a pot of chili bean soup lasts 3 days and reheats better each time. Number 10, cream of anything soup. Depression cooks invented the formula that Campbell later packaged and sold for billions. Melt butter, stir in flour, add milk slowly. The white sauce base made anything taste rich and creamy. A senior living alone does not need 17 cans in the pantry. They need one recipe and whatever vegetable is on sale this week. Number 9, chicken foot soup. Chicken feet cost almost nothing because nobody wanted them. Depression-era cooks knew they were packed with collagen and gelatin that turned plain water into a thick, nourishing broth. Simmered for hours with onions, celery, salt, and peppercorns, chicken foot broth set up like jelly when cooled. Modern science confirms what grandmothers already knew. The collagen in chicken feet supports joint health, gut lining, and skin elasticity. Exactly what seniors need most. Asian and Latin markets still sell chicken feet for pennies a pound. The secret never left those communities. Number 8, barley soup. Barley was the grain of the poor. A handful thrown into any soup pot would swell and thicken the broth, turning thin liquid into a meal that stuck with you for hours. Beef barley soup used the cheapest cuts, simmered until the meat shredded and the barley turned soft and chewy. A pound of pearl barley cost 3 cents during the Depression, and it lasted weeks. For a person eating alone, barley is the difference between broth and a meal. It absorbs flavor, adds texture, and makes a small amount of meat go twice as far. Number 7, flour sack soup. When the government distributed flour through relief programs, the recipe on the back of the sack included a simple soup. Brown flour in butter until it smells like toasted nuts. Add water slowly, stirring to prevent lumps. Season with salt and pepper. That was the entire recipe, brown flour soup. It sounds impossible, but the toasting creates a nutty depth that transforms plain water into something that tastes almost like gravy. Families with nothing, absolutely nothing, could still make this. The recipe disappeared when the flour sacks did, but the technique still works and it still costs almost nothing. Number 6, garlic broth. 40 cloves of garlic, a bay leaf, sage, a drizzle of olive oil, and water. Simmer it for 30 minutes, then strain. During the Depression, garlic was considered peasant food, something Italian and Greek immigrants relied on when money ran out. The broth was believed to cure colds, settle stomachs, and restore strength. Modern research supports nearly all of those folk claims. Allicin, the compound released when garlic is crushed, has documented antibacterial properties. For a senior living alone through flu season, a pot of garlic broth is medicine and supper in the same bowl. Number 5, buttermilk soup. Across the rural South and Midwest, buttermilk soup was a summer staple served cold. It was simple: buttermilk, crumbled cornbread, diced onion, salt, and pepper mixed in a bowl and eaten with a spoon. It sounds strange, but the tangy buttermilk and the crumbly cornbread created something cool and filling on days when the kitchen was too hot to light the stove. Buttermilk cost almost nothing during the Depression because it was the byproduct of butter, practically a waste product. For seniors who struggle with appetite in the heat, cold buttermilk soup is a forgotten answer that requires no cooking at all. Number 4, bone marrow soup. Butchers during the Depression gave away marrow bones because nobody asked for them. Housewives roasted the bones until the marrow turned golden, then simmered them for hours with onion, celery, and a splash of vinegar to draw out the minerals. The result was a broth so rich it felt like a meal on its own. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and collagen all leached into the water. Modern bone broth companies now charge $8 a carton for what Depression grandmothers made for free. A senior living alone can ask any butcher for marrow bones today. Most will still give them away or charge almost nothing. Number 3, peanut butter soup. This one shocks people, but peanut butter soup was a real Depression staple with roots in West African cooking. Saute diced onion and celery. Add a quart of broth or water. Stir in 3 tablespoons of peanut butter until dissolved. Season with salt and a pinch of cayenne. The peanut butter melts into a creamy, protein-rich soup that tastes nothing like a sandwich and everything like comfort. George Washington Carver promoted peanut soup as a nutritious, affordable meal for poor families across the South. A jar of peanut butter and a few vegetables become 3 days of soup for one person. Number 2, poor man's potato and onion soup with a poached egg. This was the Depression supper that could be made in 15 minutes. Dice 2 potatoes and 1 onion. Simmer in salted water until tender, then crack an egg directly into the simmering broth. and let it poach for 3 minutes. The egg white sets around the yolk, creating a protein-rich centerpiece floating in a starchy, savory broth. Ladle everything into a bowl. The yolk breaks open like liquid gold, enriching every spoonful. For a senior eating alone, this is a complete meal. The slow simmer filled small apartments with a smell that made loneliness feel a little less sharp. Number 25, cabbage soup. Cabbage was the poor man's best friend. A whole head cost a nickel during the Depression and could feed a person for 3 days. Shredded cabbage, a diced onion, a can of tomatoes if you could get them, salt, pepper, and water. Simmer until the cabbage goes soft and sweet. Some people added a ham hock. Others dropped in a handful of rice or barley. The soup tasted better the second day, as the flavors deepened overnight in the ice box. Cabbage soup asks almost nothing of the cook. It still stretches further than almost anything. Number 24, Hoover stew. Named mockingly after President Hoover, this was the soup of the desperate. Hot dogs sliced thin, a can of stewed tomatoes, a can of corn, and cooked macaroni. Everything dumped into one pot. Shantytown kitchens called Hoovervilles served this by the ladleful to men who had lost everything. A senior living alone can make a full pot for under $3 today. Not elegant, but honest and warm. Number 23, onion soup. Not the fancy French kind with a broiled cheese crust. The Depression version was simpler. Cook them slowly in butter or bacon grease until they turn deep brown, almost caramelized. Add water, salt, and a crust of stale bread. That slow browning created a sweetness no cube could match. Number 22, tomato soup from scratch. Every grandmother made it from real tomatoes. Canned tomatoes, butter, and a pinch of baking soda to cut the acid. Stir in milk at the end. It tastes like someone cared enough to stand at the stove for 15 minutes. Number 21, rival soup. This Pennsylvania Dutch classic has almost completely disappeared. You make tiny flour dumplings by rubbing a simple dough of egg and flour between your fingers until pea-sized crumbles fall into simmering milk or broth. The revels cook in 2 minutes, turning the liquid into something hearty. It costs almost nothing. Number 20. Split pea soup. Dried split peas were a staple of every Depression pantry. Simmer for 2 hours, and the peas dissolve into a thick soup that sticks to the ribs. No blender needed. Number 19. Dandelion soup. Before chemical treatments, dandelion greens were free food. Depression-era families picked them from fields and roadsides every spring, sautéed with garlic and onion, then simmered in water with a potato for body. Number 18. Potato soup, the king of Depression soups. This fed more families than any other recipe. Mash roughly. Stir in milk, butter, salt, and pepper. The starch makes it creamy without cream. Number 17, corn chowder. Sweet corn cut off the cob simmers with potatoes, onion, and milk. A strip of bacon fried crisp on top brightened the bowl when the budget allowed. Warm, honest, and home.